A whole face in a case. I'm gonna try Trestique. Let's see if this is good for a woman who is 57, so lots of wrinkles, lots of issues. Now, I got their starter kit. I got the cheapest one. I had to add a blush to it. Why would a blush not come in the basic kit is beyond me, but I added it. I like this whole concept if the makeup is good. So let's try it. I have not used this. Oh my heart, I got this about a week ago. I wanted to so play. I couldn't play because then we had Thanksgiving in there. I'm filming this the Monday after Thanksgiving weekend. So, okay, you could choose between 3 cases, 3 colors. To me, black seemed the most logical. You could add maybe shorter makeup brushes, but most of my makeup brushes would not fit in here. But most of these come with a brush or a sponge included in the thing. So their concept is you literally can take this thing and not have anything else. I'll show you what I got. I got a foundation, and it does have a sponge on the other end. The matte lip crayon and balm. Okay, so the lip crayon is there, and the balm is on this side. Very small, and oh, it does go up. Oh, I'm surprised about that. So it's not just that tiny little nub. I got it in the color Peony. I used to get FabFitFun, and their lip crayon and balm came in that. So I had heard of it at one point. This was years ago. I liked the crayon and the balm. I thought it was great. So it wasn't enough for me to buy the whole kit at that point, but I thought, nice concept. I used to keep this at my desk at work. This is the concealer crayon. So here's the concealer. I have no clue if these colors are gonna work. And, oh yes, sponge on the other side. This is Blush Stick Bora Bora Coral. Bora Bora Coral. Oh, it's a brush. Pretty stiff. Oh, that might work well. Oh, a shadow crayon, Mojave. Okay, I really need to get more coffee. Mojave Sand. So there's the stick. I mean the eyeshadow. Oh, does this not come off? Okay, I don't think this comes off. Maybe you're supposed to just use your finger for this one. I don't know. I don't want to break it. I'm not going to pull it. I don't think that one comes off. The last one is the most intriguing to me. It's the mascara. So this is one big daddy mascara. And the reason is there's an eyelash curler in this. So, okay. Oh, there's the eyelash curler. Okay, baby. Okay, push that in. And then where's the mascara itself? I can't. No, it keeps coming undone. I'm so confused. Oh, maybe I need to turn it. No. No! Oh, I can't find the mascara. Okay. Okay, we'll deal with this when it's time. All right, I'm going to start with the concealer because as you can see, I've got a blemish right here. So I'm going to just put this, oh, the color's actually decent. I'm just going to put it all around it and just kind of use my finger. I don't know if it's really concealing much. I'm going to try a little bit on my red areas. Okay, I'll come back to that under my eyes after I've tried some of the foundation. I'm hoping this is a good color. Oh yeah. A little orangey, but we'll see. This seems pretty stiff. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this, but I'm going to give it the shot. Oh. Oh yeah, that's not happening. Nope, don't like that. Let me get a brush. Okay, I'm gonna use the BK 106 brush, my favorite for foundation. I mean, why would you want to do a sponge that's so small? Like, why wouldn't you do a brush? Maybe because it's hard to put a thing back on it. You know, because brushes kind of, I don't know. I don't smell anything. It does say it's fragrance free. Does it say it's fragrance free? Did I read that? Well, I don't smell anything, so. Okay, my blemish is coming out loud and proud there. Let's use a little bit more. up here on my forehead. Maybe I'm just not using enough. It's very creamy. It feels hydrating. Like, I'm actually surprised about that because I am not a huge foundation stick person. I usually find them drying, but of course I'm just putting it on for the first time now. And I'm gonna try hard to not use any other products besides these, but if they have absolutely nothing, then I need it. Like, I know it didn't have any brow products, and maybe it had one I could add to it, but I didn't want to. That's something that, I mean, if you're gonna say you have a face in a case, but I guess some people don't need brow products, so they would add it on. So I guess I can kind of see their logic on that one. I actually think the color is relatively good. I think it's a bit orangey, like I kind of would want it a little more neutral. My lips look so dry. It's very light coverage. Let's see if it's buildable. I'm going to use this again. Let's try again. Okay, it does have this little thing. Did I do that before and it wouldn't come off? I don't remember now. No, that was the eyeshadow stick. Yeah, this is really hard as well. I don't mind it as much with this because you're only doing a small area, but it's a very hard sponge. Like, that's not enjoyable. I'm gonna use this under my eyes and see if I like that. It just comes into a point. So, don't think I will like this, but it does get into the little crevices areas. Okay, I'd say it lightens up. I don't think this is by any stretch a full coverage concealer. Certainly not color correcting. It's just the concealer. I didn't mind the little sponge for under my eye because it's a small area. Okay, I'm gonna try to build this up a little bit because right now it's pretty light coverage. You can barely see that going on. I don't know if you guys can tell it. It's hard for me to even see it live. And just stamp it in. It does have a bit of a sheen to it. It's not a matte. I wouldn't say it's a natural finish. It's definitely got some glow to it. And if you're new around here, you will know I'm not a huge fan of a glow all over my face, but it's not like outrageous glow, although that seems outrageous right there. I didn't put a second coat on my forehead. I'm just bringing the remainder on my brush up. I don't have a lot to cover on my forehead, and it just kind of gathers in my daughter calls them the river lines. I'm gonna take my Stands Out sponge and just kind of even things out. Okay, I just look close. Clearly, it just comes right off. It's not helping that at all. It did help my lip here a little bit. It's definitely a light to very light medium coverage. If you've got a lot to cover, you're not gonna like this. I also don't think if you have more oily skin, you will like this. It is very hydrating, at least by this application. How it's gonna last all day remains to be seen. And I will do a check-in at the end of the day. It went on so, like, just glided right on my face, and I do like the feeling of it. It doesn't feel heavy, and like it feels like it's skin. Now it's still wet right now, not wet, but you know, like it hasn't set down. One thing I just realized, like it just never occurred to me, no powder. So there's no way you could have a whole face in a case. So we don't have a powder and we do not have an eyebrow product. So I'm gonna do my eyebrows and come right back. And I might powder down a bit. Okay, I did my eyebrows. I also used my Nars. Oh, hi, Mia. I also used my Nars concealer for my blemish because that other one was just not cutting it. I do think I like it under my eyes. It didn't cover greatly, but I don't have a lot to cover under my eyes. So I actually kind of liked it. It did crease right away, but I just put my finger and dabbed it out, and then I added a tiny bit of the All-Nighter from Urban Decay, my favorite powder. And that absolutely set it down, but we'll see if it keeps creasing. I did use my Perricone MD all over my eyes just to even out my skin tone. absolute favorite for this. This is the Mojave Sand eyeshadow stick. I tried again. This doesn't come off. It literally is just the eyeshadow stick. Very creamy. Let me see how it blends out. Okay, blends really easy. So I guess they're thinking that you're just going to use your finger. So I shall do that. Get a nice all over color. Oh, it's a good tone. Like, I like that. Yes, very blendable. I'm just going to bring it up a little bit. Oh, I did a little bit over here. I didn't want that. I'm trying not to use my brushes as much as possible because you want to be able to just take this with you. So if it's supposed to be with my fingers, I'm going to use my fingers. This has hardly any color to it, which is, you know, if you really want a natural look, this is fine. Not sure how I feel about that. I'm going to go under my eye a little bit. Give it a little bit of color there. I mean, is that even noticeable? Do you guys see it? So if I were really to do a look, I would want some kind of lightness right here, and I would want a shimmer, which they have other eyeshadows, so you could add to this kit. And I can understand them not adding everything, but I don't know. I think three of these in the beginner one. They had 2 different kits to choose from to get you started. One was far more, so that's why I chose the basic one first. I think I went darker on this side. Oh yeah, I went way darker on this side. Why does this one feel harder to blend? Can you guys see that the color actually changed on my right eye? I'm not sure if I'm liking this very much. I should be putting these back in my case. I'm going to use my concealer stick, and I'm going to use that to lighten up this area. Since it is lighter, it's probably the same formula. That's what I would think. Feels a little drying, but not horrible. I feel like I'm dark right here. Okay, I want to clean up this area a little bit. Give myself a little lift. It's blendable at first and it dries down relatively fast. So I'm kind of surprised about that because it felt so creamy, which is good. You want it to set down. Your eyeshadow, you want that. But it just seemed too fast. It's been on me a little while. It does feel like it's setting. It's not as sticky, but it's not like none at all. But I am using cream products for the rest, so I don't want to set it down yet. There is no bronzer. I wish there was, but there's not. I'm sure that that was one thing you could add. I can get away with not using a bronzer. I can't get away with not using a blush. No, I'm going to do the mascara first. Now, off camera, I pulled the whole thing apart. Like, it's in pieces. This screws on there. This is the mascara. It came out, so I can unscrew this, and there's the mascara. I think this screws on to there, and then this pushes on. That's what I would think. Yes, okay. Oh, there we go. I think I got it back. Pull this out. Okay, this is intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. It's very small, so you're gonna have to take your eyelashes in sections. So, okay, I brought you in really close. Oh boy, this is kind of freaky. It is this way, right? Yeah. It's hard to see what I'm doing. Oh, I can't push it. It doesn't seem like it's doing it. Okay, it hurt. It's hard for this finger. This finger struggles to push things down. So I'm going to use my middle finger. Is it in there? Yeah. It's not curling. I granted this is my first time, but this should be easy. Okay, there. Now I can see it. I did a little bit pushing it. like it's just not curling it. It doesn't seem to be, I can kind of see it if I look to the side, what it's doing. I see my lashes in it. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm pushing it. Nope. I'm done. I'm going back. Going back to my rougher, absolute best curler known to man. Trestique, you need to improve that one. I'm gonna brush them out. Let's hope this works. Okay. This side, the lashes didn't curl as crazy as that side. I'm gonna clean them up with my spoolie. Yep, it's uncurling them. I can tell right away. You know what, that eyeshadow is kind of orangey. Do you guys see that, or pinkish? Like, why did it change colors? It literally looks, from me, I don't know if it looks like that to you guys, but it gives a red. Oh, look at my hand. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna show you something. The original color, look at that. It went from that to this reddish. That is shockingly different. Wow. Oh, that is bad. It totally, oh, there's a word for that. It just went out of my head. What is the word for that? I can't think of it. That's crazy. Okay, I'm not gonna blend this. I'm just gonna let it sit and see if it changes so much, but that is literally like orangey red. Pinkish, I don't know. And I can see it on my eyes. Like, that's crazy. Shouldn't do that. Okay, I'm gonna try to add a little bit more of mascara. I'm gonna do my bottom lashes a little bit too. Ugh, a lot. I do not like a lot. I just like my eyelashes to be darkened, but not lengthened on the bottom. It uncurled, but it's not waterproof, so I really did not expect anything different from this. This, to me, is a total waste of money. Like, yeah, no. So the blush, again, is Bora Bora Coral. Bora Bora Coral. Let's try this. Turn it over. Okay. All right, it's getting on my hand. So before you do it, you do have to put it back on. I'm not liking. Okay, that side was with their brush. Not horrible, but I don't love it. So let's try it, and I'm going to use the BK 109 and do it this way. This is how I normally do it. It just seems patchy. Like I feel like it's making blemishes or discoloration stand out more. It's not bad. I don't think it's my favorite. Let me try to even this side out a bit. Oh wow, that was a lot. Abort, abort. I have a dampened sponge, so I'm just gonna blend it out. I do not like the brush. The brush is a no-go. I feel like it's more on that side than this side. Yeah, this I do not like. It just seems really patchy. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you see? Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't be excited about using this. I definitely don't like this brush. It's too stiff. They could have added a little length to it. Yeah. Let's try the lipstick. This is the color Pacific Peony. Oh, okay. The eyeshadow. I don't know if you guys see it, but do you see on the edges how it's starting to change color? Yeah, oxidize. Ah, that's the word. It's oxidizing. Could not think of that word. Okay. Okay, the crayon is very creamy. I don't know if I'm in love with this color. It's a little too pink for me. I like more of a brown pink. So here's the tiny little thing. Well, that's fun. Does it give any color without? Yeah, it's a tiny bit of color. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a tiny bit of color on the balm part. Okay, I kind of like that. I wouldn't say I'm like in love. I do think I need to powder down a bit because I feel like I'm still a little shiny. So I'm gonna just take my Urban Decay, just pounce it in with a puff and just kind of set everything. I didn't go under my eyes. Let me see if they creased again. No, I gotta say, the concealer did not crease. I gave it a tiny, tiny bit of powder, but the concealer actually is really nice. Is that like the winning thing in this whole thing is the concealer? Yeah, I'm not in love with this color or the stick. I think what they should have done is gone with a little bit of a more matte for this because you've got the balm, because it just seems all kind of sliding all over my lips and not, you know how sometimes lipstick will just settle in on your lines? I feel like it's doing that. I will do a check-in at the end of the day and we'll see if I like anything at the end of this. Right now, the two things that actually impress me the most is the foundation and the concealer, and that surprises me beyond belief. I thought for sure those were the things I was not going to like. Okay, it is almost the end of the day and I am about ready to start dinner, so I thought I would go ahead and check in. Basically, it's all a dud. I think I've had one of the worst makeup days I have had in a long time, and sadly, I filmed a video right after it and I just went to look at the editing. I'm like, oh, do I redo it? Oh, I don't know if I'm going to. Let's start off with the concealer. As you could see, it didn't really help with my blemish that is here. So that didn't work. I did like it under my eyes a tiny bit, but it really did not give coverage. It very much gave me just a little brightening on my eye. It didn't crease right away, but it did crease. I was just looking at it and I do have creases under my eyes. It was not horrible. So if it had better coverage, I might actually like this. So that was number one. Now the foundation. Honestly, it barely covered. In the end, I kind of look at it and go, okay, I just see so much coming through. It needed more coverage for my taste at least. It did dry down, like it's not like I feel like it's going all over my face. This is 2 layers and I still have a lot coming through. So some of that is just my taste. I want more coverage. This is a very light coverage. But I also feel like it kind of just wore off. Like I kind of don't feel like it lasted very long. I mean, it's not really the end of the day. It would maybe last until noonish, and then I was like, yeah, it's kind of like not there anymore. So number 2 is kind of a bust. I think the worst, this eyeshadow. It changed colors completely, like 100% not the color that I put on my eyes. Let me just remind you what color it was when I put it on. I'm gonna just draw it right there. Number 3, no. The mascara and the lash curler. Well, the lash curler, you know, does not work at all. Like, I don't even know how anybody would curl their lashes with that. The mascara itself uncurled my lashes. That's what all non-waterproof mascara does. So, I mean, I can't really fault it for that. So, number 4 was a bust. Then comes the blush. The color itself, not a fan, but that's also a preference thing. But do you see any blush on me anymore? If you see any red, that's from my own skin coming through the foundation. There's no blush on there. Number 5 was a bust. Lastly was the lipstick and the lip balm. It's okay, but I didn't like the color on me. Again, that's a preference thing. I definitely think that it's nowhere near long lasting. I would definitely not want to keep this. So Trestique, this is a no-go for me. I think it has been a long time since I have done a complete face of one brand that was so bad on me. I'm sad. I was really holding out hope. So I am actually going to return this because it was that bad. It takes a lot for me to actually return products. But when there's so many, there's just no way I would want to keep this. All right, if you want to see another video where I show you some products that worked for me and some that didn't, I call that Yahoos and Boos. I'm going to link my latest ones right here. I'll see you maybe in one of those or another one. God bless.